Maths 2012, Paper 2, Question 5. So the mean number of points scored for all 30 games was 36 and the standard deviation was 8.2. The home games mean was 40 and standard deviation 7.8. So if we think about the mean for all the games, 36 has to be the total or the sum for the home and the aways divided by 30. So the sum for the homes plus the sum of the aways will be 36 times 30, which is 1080. If we then just deal with the home games, their mean was 40, and that has to be the sum of the home games divided by 14. So the sum of the home games will be 14 times 40, which is 560. So the sum of the away games will be the 1080 minus 560, which is 520. Mean of the away games then will be the 520 divided by the 16 away games that happened. And 520 divided by 16 is 32 and a half. Next, we're interested in the standard deviation. So the formula for standard deviation is the square root of the sum of the x squareds over the number of terms minus the sum of the x's over n all squared, and this is the mean. So if we start with all games, standard deviation was 8.2. So that has to be the square root of the sum of x squared over 30 minus 36 squared. Now if I square both sides, 8.2 squared is 67.24, so that has to be the sum of x squared over 30 minus 36 squared, which is 1296. So the sum of x squared over 30 will be 1296 plus 67.24. So that's 1363.24, and if I multiply that by 30, the sum of x squared for all the games is 40,897.2. I'm just going to write all in there. For the home games, the standard deviation was 7.8. So the sum of x squared, there were 14 home games and the mean was 40. So again, squaring 7.8, we get 60.84 has to equal the sum of x squared over 14 minus 1600. Sum of x squared over 14 will be 1660.84, and if I multiply that by 14, the sum of x squared for the home games is 23,251.76. So to work out the sum of x squared for the away games, we'll subtract these two values. So I have my 40,897.2, take away the 23,000 and I get 17,645.44. So the standard deviation will be the square root of this value divided by the 16 away games minus 32.5 squared, which was my answer to part 1. So typing that into the calculator as it appears gives me a standard deviation of 6.83, and I've rounded that to 2 decimal places.